Why the Trivium is the operating system for your mind. Welcome to the Global Sovereign University podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about the most powerful thinking framework ever created, one that's 2,500 years old, and almost nobody teaches it anymore. It is called the Trivium. Now, before you tune out thinking this is some dusty academic lecture, stay with me. Because what I am about to share with you is the reason some people can walk into any room, any conversation, any negotiation, and think circles around everyone else. And it is the reason most people cannot. Here's what modern education gave us: memorization, standardized tests, sit down, be quiet, and fill in the bubble. You were taught what to think. You were never taught how to think. And now look around. We live in a world of artificial intelligence, deepfakes, misinformation, and algorithms designed to tell you what to believe. If you do not have a system for processing information, for separating truth from noise, you are not thinking. You are being managed. That's not education. That's conditioning. At Global Sovereign University, we believe education should build sovereignty, the ability to think independently, evaluate information critically, and communicate with power. That's not a slogan. That's the Trivium. What is the Trivium? The Trivium are three disciplines that the ancient Greeks and Romans used as the foundation of all education. Every great thinker, from Aristotle to Thomas Jefferson to Frederick Douglass, was trained in this method. It has three parts, and Gene has modernized them into a language anyone can use. Number 1, input. The classical name is grammar. This is the art of gathering information. Before you can think about anything, you need raw material, facts, data, and observations. But here's what most people miss. Input is not just collecting information. It is learning to verify information. In 2026, with AI generating content at an industrial scale, the ability to separate signal from noise is survival. Number 2, process. The classical name is logic. This is where thinking actually happens. You take the information you have gathered and you reason through it. You ask, does this follow? Is this argument valid? What is the evidence? What are the assumptions? Logic is the engine. Without it, you are just a warehouse full of unprocessed data. Number 3, output. The classical name is rhetoric. This is communication with precision and power. Once you have gathered good information and reasoned through it clearly, you need to express it in writing, in speech, and in leadership. Rhetoric is not manipulation. It is the ability to move people with truth. It is the difference between having a great idea and making that idea change the world. Input, process, output, grammar, logic, rhetoric. That is the Trivium, why it matters now. Now here is why this matters more today than at any point in human history. Artificial intelligence can generate information faster than any human. It can write essays, produce images, and create entire websites in seconds. But AI cannot think. It cannot evaluate whether what it produces is true, ethical, or wise. That is your job. And the Trivium is the tool that equips you to do it. When someone sends you an article and says, look at this, the Trivium teaches you to ask, where did this come from? What is the source? That is grammar, input. Then you ask, does the argument hold up? Are there logical fallacies? Is the evidence sufficient? That is logic, process. And then when you need to respond, to persuade, to teach, to lead, you do it with clarity and integrity. That's rhetoric, output. This is not ancient history. This is the most modern skill set you can possess. The book, our founder and president, Dr. Gene Constant, wrote a book about this. It is called The Sovereign Mind, Input, Process, Output, a 21st Century Guide to the Trivium. It is published by Global Sovereign University Press and available on Amazon. In the book, he takes each element of the Trivium and rebuilds it for today's world. Dr. Constant shows you how to apply grammar in an age of AI-generated content, how to use logic when everyone around you is arguing from emotion, and how to deploy rhetoric not to manipulate, but to lead, to teach, and to defend what's true. This is not a textbook. It is a field manual for independent thinking. If you are a self-directed learner, a homeschool family, an educator frustrated with modern curricula, or simply someone who refuses to let algorithms do your thinking for you, this book was written for you. You can find it at Amazon.com. Search for The Sovereign Mind by Gene Constant, or look up the ASIN B0WGLX2C. I'll put the link in the show notes. GSU in the mission. And while you are at it, If you believe in what we are doing at Global Sovereign University, I want you to know that everything on our platform is free. Free games, free AI tutoring, free curriculum, no subscriptions, no ads, no login, ever. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and our mission is simple: building a bridge to freedom through education, not handouts. We have over 50 interactive games across 8 subject areas. Our AI tutor Gino speaks and listens in 32 languages. We have a critical thinking track with 9 games covering logical fallacies, cognitive biases, source evaluation, propaganda techniques, and more. And every one of those games is built on the principles of the Trivium, whether the learner realizes it or not. Visit us at globalsovereignuniversity.org. Play the games, read the books, and start building a sovereign mind. Thank you for listening. This has been the Global Sovereign University podcast. Think sovereign, stay free.